morning, welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit more differently. If you want to see the actual farm and the goal we've made for the week, timestamp is right there. But I wanted to use this as an excuse to talk about compounding and why it is actually relevant in our economy for gold making. That being the case, let's get into this. So compounding is a very general term we use in the real world, and the definition of compounding is compound interest is an addition of interest to the principal sum of a loan or deposit, or in other words, interest on interest. It is the result of reinvesting interest rather than paying it out, so that the interest in the next period is then earned on the principal sum plus previously accumulated interest. This basically means, for me to just summarize what I actually mean by this, is say that you crafted a shirt and it cost you 50 gold to create and you sold it for 100 gold. Now you've just made 100% profit, because you've gained your 50 gold back for crafting it, and you've just gained your 50 gold profit for that. Then you create two shirts and sell them for 100 gold each, and then you get the gist, you're making double as much money back. That is the basic premise of compounding, and this is why you can actually reach like levels like gold cap with just a standard profession. I'm taking, for instance, tailoring, as I covered the basics on it the other day, and that was only with the old world stuff. And basically, like what I've just stated with the shirt example, you can basically do this with the actual shirts in game if you really wanted to. Not necessarily you can get to gold cap with that, but it gives you a basic premise on how to know how it actually works. So say you crafted every single shirt in your tailoring crafting menu, and then you sold that for a profit. You reinvest that profit back to create more of these items and even more, and then once they all sell, you've gained more gold in the long run. This idea is actually used quite frequently when it comes to investing, and this is why most of us actually talk about reinvesting your gold. Now, I would say reinvesting your gold is highly profitable, and you can actually do this with not only gold but also your time. So this is why I get into transmog. Transmog is a great way in order to invest your time in order to seek the rewards later on. This is why people say it does not sell, because it takes forever to sell and you need a variety in order to sell them. Now, I've covered this on so many occasions on transmog, so we're going to jump right back to the professions because it's more relevant. Now, say we picked I don't have a high rank on my cooking for this one, but if we say, for instance, we created every single one of these meals. Now say we crafted every single one of the Bountiful Captain's Feast. I make 40 gold profit from that. Now say I had it at rank 3, obviously it would be a higher profit margin then. And then say I actually created loads and loads of these using, I don't know, 10k's worth of gold, and then we crafted as many as we could make with 10k. We're going to get a 40 gold return on every single one, and then once we've got that 10k back plus the additional 40 gold for each one we've sold, we can reinvest all of that back into it again in order to compound and get our gold back. This is a really good method in order to make a lot of gold in the long run. Now, I never really go for the short-term gains. Obviously, I've been covering gathering professions for a little while, for like the last couple of weeks, and obviously that is a short-term game one to gain some fast gold relatively fast in order to get started. I'd recommend this in order to actually get a nice amount of gold you can invest in your professions. And then once you actually have that, you can then compound the profit you are making once you have learned your professions, or once you've gained that gold. Now, I would say that I will be getting rid of my mining for the gold 0 to gold cap challenge. Obviously, it's not very high. You can do it with the smelting, but it's not worth your time, because if you've got a profession like blacksmithing or tailoring, you can make the gold back even faster because of the other forms of transmog you can obtain through that. No, so that being the case, guys, that was a brief idea on how to use compounding in order to actually get yourself to gold cap using your professions. And we will be showcasing this in the future, well, in the future episodes of the gold cap challenge, in order to prove this, as well as doing my transmog farms and topping up my gathering professions. Now, that being the case, guys, let's get into the farm for the day. Now, the farm for the day is Sulfur Rack, and obviously I'm locked out of this instance at the moment, but you will understand how this dungeon actually works. There is a map on the screen showing you the route you must take in order to gather up a load of these. And if you look at Sulfur Rack, it's actually quite a short instance, and it's basically just a loop going around in a circle pretty much. Now, I would recommend that if you do not have a druid to do this farm, I would recommend that you use the heirloom mount, as you will get dismounted if you use a regular mount. If you use the heirloom mount, you will not get dismounted, you will just go a little bit slower. Or you can, if you have a druid, you can use the travel form, which you won't get dismounted, and you can run at normal mount speed. So a druid is probably the best for farming this up. Well, for this hour, we managed to gain around about 12,000 gold's worth of stuff for my realm. Now, obviously, this is high pop, so all of the stuff is going to be considerably less in transmog. And you know me by now, if you are new to this channel, you will learn it very quickly. I sell everything I get, besides like rings and stuff like that. And once you have become locked out, this will take you about 40 minutes to do. You can fly out and over the instance where you can find these mobs here and basically make up the hour for the farming. These guys pretty much hyper spawn, well, instant respawn, so to speak, once you have killed every single one of them. So it's not a complete bust when it comes to things like that. Now, obviously, the extra additional gold is very, very helpful when you're actually trying to make a decent amount of gold. And I do recommend doing this if you want to fill up your hour of farming. If you just want to do the 40 minutes, then why not? It's okay. But other than that, guys, that is the farm for the day. Let's get into the gold. For the day, we have made around about 17,855 gold. The things of note was a transmog item called the Grim Reaper at 15,000 gold. And the others were Ember Silk Cloth, the Great Scythe of Fire Flash. So I don't really know what that was, but we got 600 gold apiece for those. And the Grim Reaper obviously was the biggest seller at 15,000 gold. So pretty happy with that right there. That brings us to a total of 285,000 gold. Just want to side note this. You do get the glorious pieces while you're actually doing Sulfur Rack, so it's worth your time. I managed to get 2 glorious breastplates. Obviously, they're not as... Obviously, the glorious leg plates sell for the most, and the glorious chest piece is kind of like one of the lower tier of the glorious pieces in order to sell. But we got glorious stuff, and we got a few Vanguard stuff, like some Vanguard shields, which aren't the greatest, but they're okay. Now, the sell rate on these stuff for the farm of the day was actually relatively good, so I'm pretty pleased with that, if I do say so myself. We did also manage to get around about 934 gold's worth, no, 934 Mage Reef cloth. That's pretty good, if I do say so. But obviously they're going for 50 silver each, so it's not like an insane amount of gold. It's just a nice little bonus when it comes. Other than that, guys, what do you think on gold farming, and what did you think on the compounding part of the video? Please tell me in the comments below, and if you have any questions, I will answer them tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of the day, guys, and I shall see you in the next video tomorrow. Bye-bye. Yeah.